Hello, and welcome back to my second match of the Gen 4 tour of the Cucumber Cup Classic Circuit from CLDL with me, GigaSaurusGames. And today, in my second match, I am playing against Jeremy, who is a competitive player that I've played against before. They are better than me in general. I am new to draft and on the whole, so they're almost certainly better than me at draft as well. But we're not going to let that stop us. We are going to try to at least not lose terribly. My goal is to win one of my 3 matches, or at least use Hyper Beam with Porygon Z at some point in a way that isn't stupid. Though Hyper Beam has 90% accuracy, so it's usually pretty stupid. But in any case, so this is the matchup on screen here today. With my team on the left. And my opponent's team is kind of scary. It's got stuff I'm not great at handling. I don't have great answers to Azelf, because Azelf gets a lot of coverage. I also don't have a fire type to be a good answer to Scizor. And I have a pretty ice-weak team for Articuno. So, several things to be worried about. Scarfed Articuno, Scarfed Mismagius, probably the two I'm most concerned about with the way I end up building my team. And this is what I was sort of thinking about when I was prepping. I'm almost certain Azelf is going to come, and I could see it on top of Articuno coming. I'm not convinced they will, but they might. If Articuno comes, it might even be the lead, just because I can set rocks with a lot of things. I'm expecting more likely Azelf or Nidoqueen lead, though. Just because those are hazard setters. I think Rampardos is bad into my team, but that is a possibility as well. But after running through some thoughts and some prep work, oh goodness, what did I just do? There we go. Gen 4 draft, bring the actually correct team. I settled on bringing this team. This is a timid choice. This is a modest scarfed Porygon Z instead of the timid specs I was running last week. But very similar moveset. I've got Hyper Beam at the bottom here if I have a reason to hit it. I'm going to lead Regirock because I can set up rocks and then explode and kill Azelf and or Nidoqueen and or Articuno with Stone Edge. I'm running a bulky Metagross to switch into a bunch of different things, and my planned win con is get a +1 Calm Mind with Raikou and some damage on Scizor and win, hopefully. And we're gonna see how well this plays out. Hopefully it'll go well. Hopefully I clicked the right team. Yep, I did. Okay. Not what I expected. Hello, Mismagius. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm recording, right? Yeah, I am. I'm just gonna go ahead and post the live link. I'm just gonna set rocks. We're gonna see what this Mismagius does. There are a few things it could do. Nasty Plot is probably the scariest. I'm running special defensive Regirock, so I might live 1, even after Nasty Plot, if it doesn't have a super effective move. Maybe. Because... oh, never mind. Okay, I will not post. Alright. I've noted in the past that I think paralysis is super broken. Or at least that's not quite accurate. A while ago, Smogon was suspect testing sleep and ended up banning it entirely, rather than keeping it with the sleep clause that you can see up here. And I really think paralysis is just as bad I'd argue worse than sleep clause controlled sleep. Okay, looks good. I'll go into Vaporeon. I'll keep Regirock alive for later. And that's why I've got Roar. Okay. Hello, Azelf. We're gonna go into... I brought Regirock to be able to switch into an Azelf and check what kind of moves it's running. It could have, I think, Energy Ball. I think that's the... If it wants to prep for what I brought, I think it brings Energy Ball, hit Regirock. Another option is I could go into Claydol, actually. I've got Shadow Ball. And I'm running Special Defensive Claydol, right? I am running a neutral-natured Claydol. Whoops! That's, not what I intended to run. Okay, I know this Azelf has Thunderbolt. Good to know. I will just Shadow Ball it. Yeah, I meant to be running Special Defensive Claydol here. Not neutral-natured. Oops. Okay. I live another. I'll just go ahead and stay in. What is that? What is that hidden power? I think it got Shadow Ball. Hidden power Dark, I guess? Kind of a weird set, but okay. I don't believe this is my opponent's only rocker. Nidoqueen is also a hazard setter, but they didn't lead it, so they might not have brought it. So I might be okay if Claydol goes down here if like Azelf explodes. Especially if Azelf explodes, then Raikou can potentially set up might have a chance to set up here. Because it'll outspeed anything that isn't Scarfed. And I now know the Mismagius isn't Scarfed. Well, okay. It could be Scarfed Thunder Wave, but I kind of doubt it. If it was Scarfed, it'd probably be running Trick. If it was Scarf, and Thunder Wave would also have Trick, and it would have tricked my Regirock, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Hello, Scizor. Scizor scares me. But I don't think it can hurt Metagross. And I'm running Hidden Power Fire Metagross. Okay. Fair enough. I'm running a very spec Metagross. It doesn't really tell me what the Scizor set is, but... Problem for later, I suppose. If Azelf comes in, I'm going to Regirock, because I assume it's going for Fire Blast. What is their answer to Metagross? Nidoqueen if I'm not running a Psychic move, or Earthquake, which I'm not. Suicune, but Suicune just brings in Vaporeon, and I brought Wish. Azelf a Fire Blast. I think that's basically it. Hit him on top if I'm not running a Psychic move, which again I'm not. I'm running other things. So him on top hilariously kind of does stop my Metagross here, and he gets to spin for free because I don't have a spin blocker on my team. I'm pretty sure I don't have a spin blocker on my roster because I'm not hazard stacking. So Okay. They went with the Nidoqueen route. Makes sense. I'm gonna go into Claydol. I've got Earthquake. I can take probably whatever this thing wants to do. If it sets hazards, I can spin, or I can just do that. I didn't bring Earthquake. Oh, I brought Psychic, that's why. I will Psychic. If it switches into Mismagius expecting Earth Power or something, and it uses Stab Psychic instead. Okay. So what do we know about this Nidoqueen set? Earthquake, Ice Punch. It's not setting hazards. I'm gonna go Boom here. Because that's one of the things that's annoying for Raikou. And I might be able to... Not with Azelf still alive. Porygon. I am Scarfed. This might be Cold Berry. If it is, I guess that's fine. It is not. Okay, now it's faster than me. But I'll just go for Dark Pulse again anyway. Still hate Thunder Wave. I still hate Thunder Wave. Okay. This is before Wild Paralysis still affects things. So I can't go. I can't set up with Raikou and Mismagius. I will just Bullet Punch instead. I'm assuming Bullet Punch kills from this range, because this isn't a terribly bulky Mismagius. That was about a normal roll for Dark Pulse without Colbur Berry. And my opponent high rolled that last Thunderbolt. Okay, there goes Mismagius. Hello, Suicune. I have Thunder Punch for you. You do not get to set up on me. I almost didn't bring Thunder Punch. I was bringing Pursuit originally from Mismagius, and then I decided I didn't really need it because the steel moves were doing enough. And Thunder Punch means that Suicune can't set up on me. At least not effectively. Crocoon can, and that's basically it. But given that it's running sub-hidden power, it's probably not Crocoon. And it's got Hidden Power, Grass, or Electric. Probably Hidden Power, Grass for my team. Well, that sucks. I wonder if that crit mattered. I feel like it did. Alright. Run a calc. I am running Timid. Timid, max special attack, Thunderbolt with an Expert Belt. Into a defensive Suicune at +1. I do 75%. Maybe. I do 55%. And their ground type is gone. And I saw a leftover, so I don't need to worry about a resist berry. Their other switch into a Thunderbolt is absolutely nothing. That's part of why I wanted to. That's part of why as I was saying earlier, I wanted to blow up on the. I wanted the Nidoqueen gone. That is not what my calc said. Huh. Am I not running special attack? I'm very confused what just happened there. Timid, expert belt, max special attack. Oh! I still had it set to +1. Oops. So I live in another close combat, so I'm just going to go straight for the Surf in case they try to bring Azelf in for free. I screwed up. On the first turn against the Suicune with Raikou, I should have used Calm Mind. I didn't want to take the damage, but it didn't matter, especially because I get the +1 special defense. It doesn't hurt me very much. And then my calc is right, and my calc is right against the Suicune. I come close to killing the Hitmontop. Maybe I don't kill the Hitmontop because I do an extra 30-something%. Okay, actually, it's probably a roll. Yeah, +1 is probably a roll against Hitmontop if I did 63%. 1.5 would be 63 plus 31.5 would be 94.5, which is the same damage that Stealth Rock did, so it's probably a roll at +1. So I think this one comes down to what that scissors set is. If that scissors Swords Dance, I lose. Okay. And this is where I go into Regirock. Because this Azelf is Life Orb. So it will eventually kill itself. Yeah, I think if I roll the Hitmon top, it EQs me, and the rest of the match is the same one whether I call mine or not. Assuming I'm right that it's a roll. So to be honest, the extra sense rate +1 was not a calc I did going in. I kind of just assumed Raikou at +1 would win, but didn't actually check that for him on top. I'm specially defensive Regirock. I'm going to try and explode on this Scizor. I am unsuccessful exploding on this Scizor. Okay, I live another, but high crit rate. We're going to protect because I'm afraid of high crit rate. He keeps going for X-Scissor. I wonder if it's banded or scarfed even. I live a crit X-Scissor. And Surf just kills from here. Alright, as I said, it came down to what the Scizor set was. Did it? Okay, so I guess my opponent wanted to set up on my Porygon, which, understandable, I suppose. But yeah, this Vaporeon, which was running hyper defensive, was important. My opponent posted the match result. They have not. I need to so I need to go ahead and do that. Oh goodness. There we go. And with that said, good game, Jeremy. And it was a fun one. I'm glad I'm glad that most of my planning worked, even if I did screw up that Raikou calc. I'm still not. So I guess if Porygon kills Mismagius, Suicune comes in, sets up on me. It gets one setup. It gets one Calm Mind off. I go into Vaporeon. I can roar it out, but now I'm at low health, and Scizor beats it in the end game. So actually, I get I see it. See how the Porygon para was actually a problem for my opponent. But it was a fun match, so I had fun. And until next time, I hope you all enjoyed watching the video. And I'm glad Vaporeon at least did its job. And this has been and I hope you all enjoyed, as this has been GigaSaurusGames signing out. Bye.